What's up? What's good? How you guys doing? Welcome again to another segment of Costa Life News. This is where we bring updates concerning and across the country. Apparently, before now, we've all said it on our reaction, and we all think Wizkid should not come through anytime from now. Maybe mid next year or maybe next year before it comes through with another project. But it seems Wizkid have said, no, I won't listen to you. Wizkid and Machala, I will do whatsoever I deem fit to make a major announcement. All of that, I'll bring them to you in a bit. Hours after Mayoko properties were missing in Calabar, we saw Davido almost missing a $60,000 pendant in Dubai, and obviously he immediately cried out, and all of this information, obviously, Jackie will bring them to you in a bit. At the same time, we saw Burna Boy and Young Do at the same time coming through with Fido with another major update. Like I said, you guys should not get bored because the news is buzzing. But then before the news, we want to say a big thank you to you guys for doing what you do. We love you guys so much. Thank you for your time, energy, and consistency. You guys have proven that we can trust you, and then we are saying thank you for all of those stuff. In the meantime, you can now stream us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Please come through because we are waiting for you in those spaces. At the same time, we all can do more. Please let's keep sharing to others, share to our friends and families that Gusto TV, something big is coming to your screen as soon as possible. And this is a good time to put on your notification button so that you will be the first person to know whenever we drop a video, because you don't want to miss anything from us. My name is Daki. No other person than Davido. You guys called him Davido. Amazing guy. One of the best we have so far. One of the GOATs in the game. We saw Davido on the Rhythmic NBC, sensational seat at number 19, while unavailable currently sit at number 28. And that's a very, very good major pick for him in the US. Moving on, we saw Davido Namoni official video enters the top 20 on the global YouTube trending chart at number 19. That video was directed by David Twitch, and without wasting your time, you can all admit that that was one of the cleanest videos we've gotten this year. So neat, and all the vintage vehicles used and vintage props were all on point. Moving on, we saw Davido was performed live yesterday at the UAE Dubai for the second time for the year 2023. For last year, Davido performed 3 times in Dubai at the Afro World Festival, Expo Jubilee, and the Blue Dubai. This year, Davido has done that for the second time, and trust us, it was an amazing one to see Davido doing all of that in Dubai. Moving on, while performing, we saw where at the space. Chris Brown was at the event where he was upstairs and enjoying dancing. That was happening. Davido at the point why that misplaced his $60,000 ring, and then he cried out for it, and then he started to speak Yoruba, Fumijo, which means give it to me. And trust me, $60,000 is not something to joke with. Mayoko is still demanding for his pendant, and then we hope that he gets down. For Davido, he got his back instantly at the time. Moving on, we saw in the month of November and December, Davido has received more airplay in the US than the whole of 2022. It is up about 180% and currently number 1 country for Davido, followed by UK with over 2,000 spins. Davido had a receipt where he said, when God grieved for you, he grieved. Davido had a very, very turbulent last year. Last year was a whole lot of year he would never want to see again. He lost his son, he lost a whole lot of stuff and everything. He had to go MIA for a couple of months, and made his first appearances at the World Cup where he went to perform alongside his wife. While all this was happening, we saw where he secretly got married to Trauma, and it was just a whole year that we had to forget because of all that happened at the time. The album he couldn't drop the album, and all of that. But then for this year, he has been widely compensated. He got the twins. He's done so many concerts, so many arenas, so many tours, so many countries, shut down different spaces of the world. It began with the TBS and Lagos, where he had the first set of timeless tour in Lagos, and people came out in numbers to witness Davido do greatness. And moving on from there, he went to the UK, had amazing performances, and he has always been doing this, and his numbers are massively growing from now. For Davido, we say massive congrats to him because this year has been that year for him, one of the best years out so far in his musical career. And this same year, Davido got a 3 Grammys nomination, and indeed, it is worthy to say, when God gives for you, He green. Moving on, we saw Davido showing massive love again to Wizkid. The bromance began over the weekend after they linked out at a function, the evening, the day in Lagos, where Davido and Wizkid were together vibing alongside Zlatan at the time. And then we saw Davido and Wizkid hugging themselves, whispering in their ears, jumping together, dancing to each other's song. The last time we saw this event was when Davido brought Wizkid on stage, and even after that, we saw the point where they had a picture where they dressed up as traditionalists with white chalk on their faces and all of that to portray that they are the GOAT. And ever since, we've had different rumors of how Wizkid and Davido are fighting, on good terms, this and that, back and forth. But then they've made a video we saw where that video portrayed that yes, they were on good terms. Apparently, DJ Tunes came out to say he was the one who linked up Davido to Wizkid, while he said Davido was the person who came to meet him and said, Tunes, I want to see Wizkid. And that again sparked up a lot of reactions from fans saying Davido was eager to see Wizkid, but that was not the case. And for some of us who are peace lovers, it was good to see that Davido and Wizkid were once again hanging out and living to expectations as the fans want them to be. And this time we saw Davido showing love for Wizkid, where he said, new Wiz on Friday, WTF, replay all weekend. So Davido is giving shout out to Wizkid, and then he's saying the project's coming through. I'm going to be playing it all through the weekend. And obviously what this means is Davido's fans are perhaps going to be listening again to Wizkid's song, and these are the kind of bromance we want to see. 30BG guys vibing to FC and FC guys vibing to 30BG. It makes the culture bigger, and obviously the numbers are growing bigger and stronger, and obviously more money for both artists. Moving on, we saw just after I made that one, the 30BG fans came out to start understanding Davido complaining and getting angry that he was showing love to Wizkid. It's going to be a long thread, but let's see what the thread look like. This person is saying, Davido, you dey gba for real. And Davido said, your father dey gba. Now you know, I'm 31-year-old, I want peace. And this has come from Dazi after your announcement. Then he said, Davido, you dey gba. Now, when you say you dey gba, in basically means that something is wrong with you, basically. And Davido replied, Ashley said, your father, something is wrong with your dad at the time. And that person came out to say, and then Davido tweeted where he said, shout to say she the one for me. And then this person is saying, this man low-key makes starship hard person. Whoa, make I go back to my sinking and bomb him, Jared. Davido said, F off, then. You are not a fan. And it just became a back and forth. A lot of 30BG guys still want the violence between them and FC because they don't want peace. But Davido said, I'm 31-year-old. I can make choices for myself as I want them. It doesn't have to be violence and fights every time. We all can live in peace and harmony, coming from Davido to all the fans. As a matter of fact, he left this one. He has refused to take it down because he is 31 and he knows what to do for himself. Yesterday, we saw Zlatan celebrating his birthday, and obviously, him and Davido have been linking out lately. Of course, we've seen both of them in different occasions. The same night, he actually had a meeting with Wizkid. Zlatan was also with him, and on different occasions in Dubai and different places of the world, we've seen where Zlatan and Wizkid have always been together, celebrating their major wins at the time. And on his birthday, we saw Davido coming out to say, Zanku's Day. Zlatan Ibile, check your account. That was Davido giving Zlatan something for his birthday. Obviously, Zlatan is rich, he's well to do, but Davido is just showing that yes, I can be the other person, the bigger brother, and I want to show you something. I want to show you massive love for your birthday. Once again, happy birthday to Zlatan Ibile, Zanku Master. Moving on, we saw Davido coming out and say, reflecting on 2023, it's crazy to look back on what we have done. I'm grateful for the love on Timeless, from the fans sharing it, the Grammy nominations, the viral moments, the press runs, the energy at every incredible shows. This year was an avalanche of achievements, from global stages to personal milestones. Here is to the music, the memories, and the magic that made 2023 truly timeless. Thank you to my family, my followers, and God. Indeed, Davido had an amazing 2023. You cannot write off this year, basically, because this same year he got 3 nominations at the Grammy. He had never gotten one in his career, but then this year he got 3 nominations. He had one of the biggest songs, the biggest album this year. Indeed, he had a blessed year. Moving on, we have Wizkid Machala as the next guy on the news. We saw yesterday Wizkid was down with his health, and we saw where he made post about that with him receiving drip at the time, and our prayers and goes to Wizkid for all of that, because we know he's been up and down from performing in Saudi Arabia, coming back to the country almost immediately, then going on different parties and different shows and all of that. The Wizkid has had a very tiring weekend, and his health at the time was beginning to fail. And then we saw where he posted that one, and obviously, funny, I saw a couple of Twitter guys coming out to say we're going on church on this fast and prayer, just so our Machala, they call him their father, so their daddy can get enough rest, and he can get speedy recovery for his health. Moving on, we saw Wizkid posting this on his Instagram story where he said, see you on Friday, and good news to all FC around the world. Soundman Volume 2 is an amazing one for Wizkid. Friday is coming through with the Soundman EP Volume 2. For Volume 1 is an amazing one, but then what will Volume 2 up with? These conversations are what was talking about it. Will Wizkid finally deliver on this one, or will it be like status quo where he would never make this one come through? All of this we don't know, but then let's see what happened on Friday if Wizkid we end up dropping. And now the track list goes to Ololufe with Waneko. We have Energy, and we have Diamond, and then we have IDK. I don't know which is picture. A 4-track project. Trust me, we're about to eat good on Friday. We saw where Wizkid made this post where he said, I don't know this after I lost my mom. Life has been meaningless, but we did. Apparently, we saw where a Twitter fans came at the point to say we should check on Wizkid because it was going the same route of Olamide after Olamide lost his parents at the time and going on getting different tattoos, barbing his head, doing a lot of stuff, changing hairstyle. We all thought it was cruise, but Olamide at the time was going through a lot until when he sang it in the song. And then the person said the Wizkid could just be going through similar thinking, but then Wizkid has confirmed that yes, that was the case, because at the time I lost my mom, everything was meaningless. No money, I didn't feel like having money, nothing was meaningful to me, because I no wonder you could see Wizkid at the time coming out, giving monies on a spree, giving 30 million, 20 million, giving money on the road, 100 million to the streets, and all of that was because he felt like at the time life had no meaning. And but then he said we did. Once again, our prayers and thoughts are with the Wizkid family. Amen. Moving on, we have Burna Boy as the next guy on the news. We saw Fino and Burna Boy Do I remix is out, and trust me, people already had their thoughts about this one. For me, it is one of the most decent songs that came out for the year. Moving on, we saw for the Billboard World Album, Burna Boy, I told them, I've spent 16 weeks on the charts, and that is an amazing one for him. We want to say a big thank you to Burna Boy for having massive numbers on that one. 16 weeks is not gain feat. We say congrats to him for that. At the same time, City Boy video have surpassed 35 million views on YouTube, and the video came out some days ago, but then some months ago basically, and you can tell that the video is doing good numbers with the snapping on the feet and with the current charade of Burna Boy pushing that one. It is an amazing one on this one. Moving on from that, we saw Burna Boy came out to give Youngdu yesterday the sum of 1.5 million after they met at Obi's house in the club yesterday alongside Fino and Ashake. We saw the pictures of how Youngdu, Burna Boy to stretch for his hand to shake Youngdu, and Youngdu at the time did not release Burna Boy's hand. Burna Boy had to pull him close to himself, and then Youngdu was so happy to be in Burna Boy's presence, and then all the euphoria was with him. He was so humble at the time, and then Burna Boy deemed it fit to give him the sum of 1.5 million naira. 500 naira in bundles, about 3 places. That's about 1.5 million naira. Moving on, finally, we saw Spyro coming out to give us updates on what really happened. Recall that over the weekend, we saw Spyro and Pastor Bolaji and their Vestas were being dragged after they had a festival, they had a concert in church where they brought the likes of Skills and Spyro to church. And Spyro was singing Only Fine Girl in church at the time. And people said, no, that is not acceptable in the church because it should be a religious center and not an entertainment hub at the time. But then, in the midst of all of that, Spyro came out to say that might just not be the case, because what happened was that it was a karaoke festival and we were acting a drama. I wasn't performing, but we were acting a drama. And then in the drama, I was supposed to seduce the king's wife. And in a bit to do that, I was singing the song I was singing, and not because I was performing the song, but it was a drama and I was performing in the song. He also went on to say they only kept the ticket as a facade, but then no money was collected for the ticket. It was given on a spree. It was not on a financial base. All of these, as I said, it might have made points, but then maybe too late already, because people already had their thoughts about the church, the pastors, and what Spyro did on in the church on the set day. Having Skills and Spyro performing on a Sunday service in the evening seems not too comfortable with some persons who saw that happen. But then that is for them. For you guys listening to me at home, what do you guys think? Do you think Spyro is right on what you have said, or you think Pastor Bolaji is justified for bringing Spyro and Skills to church? Let me share your thoughts in the comment section. I love you guys.